Hi Anglici, hi Athens, working away. Sorry I couldn't be down in Athens personally, but I've got a few things I've got to get done, so I couldn't actually be there in person. Now I wanted to do a 10-minute talk and Anglici allowed me to do it via video, so I'm going to put my work down and actually go into the other room so we can sit down and have a chat and give you one of these talks, okay? Hi, got 10 minutes to give you some pearls of wisdom. Now, this all started in 1977. I was 13. I was at school and they did what's known as a careers day, and the career officer asked me, said, Rob, what do you want to do for a living when you grow up so we can plan your education a little bit better? Anyway, I said, and this is all seriousness, I said I wanted to look after trees. I'd be a forest ranger, I said. He laughed a little bit and he looked serious at me, and so I said, Rob, I don't think there's that many opportunities in being a forest ranger, so is there any other options, or do you think you could possibly think of something a bit more sensible? I couldn't. I really wanted to be a forest ranger, so I went away thinking, what the hell am I going to do? Anyway, then I saw this film. Now this film did something to me. It basically ignited a little fire inside me, which basically became my creative passion. I really wanted to do something. First of all, I wanted to go into the film industry and be a film director or something, or do special effects or something. But then I realised, I probably wasn't going to get there. But anyway, my plan was to do something in creativity. And so I went to the art teacher and I asked her if I could do art, and she said yes, because she didn't know me. And so I started doing art, and after about a year, or I think it may have been 2 years, she kind of pulled me to one side and says, look Rob, I don't think you're really suitable for this, maybe you should think of something else to do. And I got a little bit despondent, because basically this is what I wanted to do. My focus was on this passion I had from after seeing this film. And so I tried to convince her, and eventually I did, and I managed to get up to the A-level standard in English education, doing art, and I basically flunked. So I kind of proved her right in some senses. And my mum and dad basically were very disappointed in me, and they sort of said, you failed, you're probably not suitable for this, and they asked me to get a job and everything. And I was so down, I decided to go and see my grandmother. I cycled over to her house, she lived quite close to us, and I sat down nearly in tears, and I said to her, look, everyone's against me, my teacher doesn't think I can do this, my mum and dad kind of think I'm a failure and want me to get a job and everything. And I talked to her for a while, and she came out with these words that I still remember today. And she said, Rob, don't listen to them, do what you love, okay? And this kind of hit something in me, and it's basically been my driving force for these past 30 years, watching this film, getting the passion started, and listening to my grandma saying, you have to go with this, you have to follow your dreams and everything. It's basically why I'm here today, why I've been being creative for the last 30 odd years. So I wanted to kind of talk to you about this, and the fact that it's very important to carry on regardless of what goes against you, to keep your passion going. And it's very funny, because I was at a friend's exhibition maybe a month and a half ago, and I was looking around enjoying it because he's a fantastic artist, and a fellow colleague and graphic designer tapped me on the shoulder and we started talking, and midway through the conversation he said, look Rob, I've got to congratulate you. And I thought, that's really weird, it's not my exhibition, it's somebody else's. Anyway, he carried on and he said, look, I've got to congratulate you. Your kind of choice to become freelance and risk everything on the idea that you're going to carry on getting work and becoming better and better at your career was amazing to me. I haven't got the guts or the courage to do this, he said, and I thought it was really odd at the time. And then I was walking home, and then later on the bus, it kept playing in my mind. I wondered what he meant. I just really couldn't understand what the risk was, because basically I watched this film, I had this thing in my head, I wanted to be an artist of some sort, and I've been doing it Yeah, it doesn't matter if I've had times without work, I've been ill for whatever, I can't afford some equipment. I just know I've got to be creative. No, it doesn't take much to be creative. You can have a piece of paper and a pencil. That's all it needs, that's all it takes, you know. It's about ideas, it's about inspiration and all this kind of stuff, and that's another important aspect. To keep this passion going, you know, it's all about what you have around you that makes you feel creative. You know, if you stick yourself in a blank room, you're going to lose focus on that creativity after a while. So it's important to be surrounded by good books, good films, good music, go to galleries, exhibitions, have friends who are fellow artists and all this kind of stuff. It's very important you carry on doing this, because at the end of the day, this is what actually carries on stoking or putting fuel on that fire of yours, that passionate fire. So it was nice that I basically saw this film, and it's nice that I've been motivating myself over the years, and it all kind of came to a head last year actually, which is really nice, because after 30 years of being in the industry and thinking I'm getting better and thinking I'm trying to improve my style and getting people to accept my style and all this kind of stuff, I actually came out with my first ever design award, which was fantastic. Kind of made me kind of feel that I was on my peak of my career and everything, so that kind of was good. But it doesn't make me stop. You know, this passion didn't stop because, or it's not like a bucket of water that gets thrown on the fire because you got an award. Basically, I wake up still every day wanting to be creative, and it's important to do that. And I would say, regardless of all the different other things that you can probably think are important for your career, you know, being in the right office, knowing the right people, having the right equipment, learning the right programs, whatever, it's all relatively irrelevant if you don't have that little spark and flame inside you that wants you to do this, because you're going to be doing it the rest of your life. You know, this is basically from the age of 20 when you graduate all the way up until 65 or even further after you've spun your mortal coil. You're going to need this creativity and this kind of spark of inspiration and passion for that whole period, and that's the important factor. Okay, so for me, you know, watching that film was a monumental step in my life, and it's been going on since 40 odd years I think it's been going since I watched that film. I was 13 and I'm 55 now, so it's quite a time. Anyway, I'm just going to leave you with the immortal words of a famous member of that film trilogy, Master Yoda. He came out with these immortal words, which I always say to some of my students when I was teaching, and it's an important part of this. But before I do that, if you want to know a little bit more about me, you can actually find some information about me in this book. I'm just going to find my section so I can show you quickly. I don't know where it is. I usually find it really quickly all the time. There we go, there's my section. Okay, so basically if you want to find out about me, there's about 3 or 4 pages about me doing an interview, and you can read up about my ideas about art, about copyright and everything, which is another important factor of this crazy industry. Anyway, I just wanted to say thanks. I hope that kind of helped somebody somewhere along the line to get them motivated to be more creative or do something great in their work. And I'm going to leave you the famous and immortal words of Master Yoda. Take it away, Yoda.
Do or do not. There is no try.